Okay, so what you need to be doing is first of all going onto your Mailerlite. Signing in. And once you're into your dashboard, first of all what you need to do is create a list. So if you go to subscribers up the top, and then in here you can go to groups, and then you can go to create a group. If I create a group, I can name it and create. As you can see down here, I've got several groups in which I've created. Once you've done that, you can start building in the automation. So instead of going to campaigns up here, if you go to automation over on the right, if I just click this here, then what I can do is I can create a new workflow. So on the right here, by pressing, and then it will ask me for a name. So I'm just going to call this example email. You can call it whatever you want, so you can call it send into cold audience, send into people that have been on my course, sending people that have missed my course, anything you want. Then you need to select a trigger. So you're just going to go select, and it's going to be when a subscriber joins a group. So this one here. So you're just going to press that there, and then it's going to ask you which group. So for this, I'm just going to put up there, missed a course. And then I'm just going to hit save. And now that's saved. Now on the left here is where the workflow is going to appear. So it's when the trigger is when a subscriber joins a group, and the group is missed a course. So I'm just going to press this button here, and I'm going to add an email. I'm going to give it a subject. So we didn't see you the other day. It's coming from me, so Chris Edwards. Or I could put social elevator, or as you've just seen, I like to put Chris at social elevator. Make sure it's in English, and then what I'm going to do is I am just going to design. You can add their first name if you are collecting first names. You can add it to here, so you can put first name there. So it would literally say, let me just move that around. It would literally say, like, if Linda signed up, it would say, Linda, we didn't see you the other day. You can add that, or you can leave that out. And then I'm going to design my email. So I'm just going to press design there. Now, these are all my templates that I've created, but you need to create a new one. So you can either go to the template gallery and pick a template, or you can just go to create new and just choose the drag and drop editor. So if you see a template that you like, you can use it. I said, or just create a new and choose the drag and drop editor. So I'm just going to choose the drag and drop editor. And then literally this is where you change everything. So if I click on the top one here, which is the logo, if I press the edit button, so here is the edit button. Here is to see dynamic content. Here is to duplicate it. Here is to delete it. Here is to move it up and down. So I can move it up and down using these here, or I can drag it using the end. So you use the edit button up here, and you can change it. You can change your logo by adding in the one that you want. You can upload the image up on the top right, and it will look through your desktop. Bring it up, and then you click it, and then you can select, and then you can add it to it. One thing as well that you can do, I'm just going to go back. If you press on the header, you can go over to the right and you can change the wording. Same with this bit here, the subheader, and same with the text. You can change all the text, and you can play with the align buttons, you can add bullet points, you can change with the size, you can do whatever you want. The imagery here, if you press the edit button here, you can edit the image as well and change it. You can actually delete the image if you don't want it. So if I delete the image, say I don't want it, I can remove it. I can change my call to action here. So if I press the edit button here, I can change what the wording says. So book now, and then I can change this to my website. And then I can save that. Make sure you save it. Make sure you press save at the bottom so it stays there. Settings, I can change the how far away it is from the top and the bottom should I want to. Just gonna hit save there. And say I do want to put a picture back in. On the left hand side here on all blocks, I can pick to add something back in. So if I just scroll down here to image, I can click it and I can drag it across. And then I can click on it or press the I button up here and change the image to something that is in my, I'm going to press select, something that is in my archive. So now I've got that there, and I can pretty much, I'm just going to change this as well. Let's just change this to social elevator. This one's got a white background. This one here is uploaded as a transparent PNG, so I can select that there and bring that up, so that's there. I can change the size. If I go to settings here, it's center, logo width, I can just increase it should I want to. There we go, press save. There's loads more down here in which I can add as well. I can add articles, I can add videos, I can add hero images with the article underneath. Let's go all the way down, see what else I got down there. Shop, if I want to add links to shop with prices on, I can do that as well. I can add dividers in there if I want to space out my email a little bit more. Event webinar, which is one that I would use quite a bit. So if I bring this across, add it in here, I'm just going to delete this one here. Then I can add this in for my webinar. So I can tweak and I can change all this. One thing to remember though is when you have set this out, it will look slightly different on mobile. So if I go up to preview and test up the top here and go into preview mode, you can see this is desktop, but if I go to mobile, you can see it changes. So this is the mobile version now. So it's on top of each other. So do make sure that you check out mobile, your mobile version there. I'm just going to go to press the X here. And that's it. Once you've done it, you can then hit done editing. So what I need to do now is that's the first email which will go out as soon as a subscriber joins the group. So what I need to do now is I need to add a second email. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the plus button here. I'm going to hit delay because I want it to be delayed, and I want that delay to be 1 day. I can do minutes, hours, days, weeks, or month, or Pacific time. 1 day, I'm going to hit save. It's going to wait 1 day, and then I'm going to build the next email. So I'm just going to build the next email here, exactly the same. Just check in to see. Oh no, I'm going to add just a upcoming event. Upcoming event. You can name it whatever you want. And then I can go down to design email again. And again, I can design the email that I want. I can save it, the original one, as a template. So let me just go back and show you that. So when I am in here, if I go back to edit email, so if I do want to go back in, I just hit edit email content and it will go back in. And then up in actions, I can save this as a template. So if I just call this test, save, and then go to done editing. And then when I go into my next email, this one down here, if I hit design email, I can go to my templates, and you can see this was the test one here. So if I hit select, then it brings up the same email, and then I can tweak it as need be. So let's get rid of that image. Let's bring up a gallery here. So I got a few images there, and and then yeah, so all that is set. Down at the bottom here, this information here, if you want to change it, you can. So you can see I can change all the information I want there. Yeah, and then hit done editing. And then once that is done, I just turn it on. I press up here to turn it on, or I can go back to my automation list by pressing the top left, and then I can turn it on using this one here. And when it is, it will go out to everybody within the subscriber list of who missed a course. And that is basically how you set up an email and tie it to your list. Now, to get people into your list, you need to use the you need to tie that into a landing page or onto your website, or you can add people manually. So if they say, "Can you send me the information?" you can add them manually. So if I just go to subscribers, in groups, if I press miss a course, you can see up here on the top right it says add subscribers, so I can press that to import subscribers, or copy and paste from Excel, or add a single subscriber, or import from MailChimp should you want to move everyone across from MailChimp to Mailerlite, or you can set this up onto your website, so people sign up directly on your website and receive the information, or you can use apps such as Zapier, which will allow you to ping things from certain sign-up tools such as ClickFunnels or ClickMeetings that we use. So yeah, to get them into here to send across the information. I hope that makes sense. If you've got any questions, just let me know.